Hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Ironclad run. On this channel, I upload my recorded wins with some commentary and some general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. So having a look at this path here. A decent path in the middle there has an early shop for our 250 gold start. And then I can either choose to take 3 elites or skip an elite. Very nice. A lot of options here, so happy to take 18. Definitely a steep cost. Trading max health is a bit better. You actually take no damage if you do that, because you start damaged anyway. And then sadly walk into the lice and take 9. These lice fights have been brutal today for me. Keep taking damage from them. But no worries, making it through here. Find elixir and take a cleave, a fine early game attack. We need to take those attacks for them early elites. We are going into a shop with a lot of gold, meaning we may find some damage solution there that, you know, lets us not take these early attacks, but it's a bit greedy to just assume that that's the case. And a clothesline is here and a pummel. Bloodletting is a great card, but not quite yet. And clothesline is nice, applying weak for us. Now we find potion seller. I take 2 to see what's in the bag, and I trade both potions out. Those are excellent potions. And we found orrery as our shop relic. That's excellent. Checking out all our options here. Just snag that offering. Of course, we're always taking that. Offering's great. Very early offering. And we'll take a headbutt as a premium attack common. Basically a strike plus, and also has some deck manipulation. Ghostly Armor is a fine block card. Dark Embrace for later. Excellent card. Premium. And Armaments is fine. So take all the cards there, and we have 194 gold left. By an anger, our deck just suddenly got pretty heavy with that Dark Embrace and the offering, so a nice zero-cost attack to weave in there is good. And a card move on a strike, of course. No need to buy a potion. We already have good potions. Let's go move on. And so I do decide, yeah, that's orrery has made me strong enough to take a elite now before a campfire. Totally fine. And question mark's a jawworm. Just gonna upgrade the offering to draw 5. And find a ghostly armor, full block, and play headbutt. Ghostly armor just in case, but we found lethal anyway. So basically breaking even there. Drop kick is here. I really love the drop kicks lately. Not quite good yet. I don't have any way to vulnerable other than disabling the beta art there. Yeah, I don't have any way to vulnerable other than bash yet, but it'll get good later. And so here, would love to open here. We're gonna have Ghostly Armor offering soon for the turn where it's hitting us. But this is a bit awkward. I'm not sure about this still. If I want to Armaments the bash so that I may apply 3 vulnerable, but if I do, I won't be able to drop kick. And drop kick is missing some damage there if we don't play it. I do end up playing Armaments on bash anyway, but unclear if this is the line. And I Strength Pot. And there's our Ghostly Armor that we were drawing towards. Still want to convert all of our damage into, all of our energy into damage if possible, because Laga will debuff you and eventually you will just kind of slowly die, so gotta make sure you get there fast now. Here I could have played Defend though over Strike, I think. Had enough damage and a lot of vulnerable applied. So it took a little bit extra. But it ends up working out because it puts me at exactly half health and I find a Red Skull and a Reaper. So Reaper is of course excellent with some strength involved, and Red Skull giving us strength. A very nice combo indeed. And so now I'm looking at this path. I would like to take that shop. That's after that next elite coming up right there, because I'm getting gold right now. And a question mark is another fight. And this is a bit awkward. I definitely play this fight a bit questionably here. So Cleave looks really good here, but then I would take some damage from the enraged gremlin. In hindsight, it was pretty stupid to not cleave here, but I also knew that I had a Reaper coming up, and I would like to heal as much as possible from that. So what I do is I kill the fat gremlin and I pass, basically. And so I believe Shield Gremlin is shields the lowest current health gremlin. And so now that I do this Reaper, the wizard is now the lowest health, and then I can't kill it. So a bit awkward here. Definitely misplaying here, and this is not the only fight I'm going to be playing horribly in this first act. It's going to be a trend. So prepare your eyes for some real ugliness here. And yeah, I'm not going to be ashamed to upload this. We all make mistakes, and this will show you all that you can play poorly and still win if you get it together. So considered skipping these whatever damage cards, but Thunderclap is here, and I have a Dropkick and a Reaper. Nice sort of utility card. Definitely taking that. And Puzzle is pretty good. Makes Offering draw 3 extra cards. Pretty bad hand here. Play Dark Embrace. And so continuing the misplays, I check my draw pile, I have Thunderclap in it. If I play Offering and then start with Thunderclap and play all my available attacks, I will have lethal. I accidentally headbutt first though and put Bash on top for no reason. And this causes me to be short here. So another huge misplay. Like, it seems like a small misplay, just a little bit of order, lol. But a mistake is only as significant as its consequences. And here, because we missed that 4 extra damage from the vulnerable and headbutt, we are now taking 21. And it is putting us in Red Skull range, so not bad. But again, like, maybe it was even wrong to gain health from Gremlin Gang, because we wanted to be in Red Skull range anyway. So it's all a little bit unclear. And take a Shrew Grit here, goes with my Dark Embrace, and second Dark Embrace is a bit greedy. And we found a Bag of Prep as well. Bag of Prep, excellent relic, arguably the best common relic. Up there with Preserved Insect and all that. Not sure why I was so opposed to headbutting there. Should have just played Headbutt. That was a mistake as well. But the real mistake in this fight, I just played Defend for no reason also. Did not need to do that. And so I'm trying to Reaper here, I suppose. But I play Thunderclap and then Cleave, and I don't play the Strike for some reason, which is so silly. I was thinking, like, if I do too much damage, I won't be able to, like, Thunderclap Reaper for more health, but that doesn't make any sense because they're going to be hitting me and I'll be taking damage. So this fight, definitely by far the ugliest fight. I would say the other two mistakes were, like, kind of reasonable, but obviously still bad. But this is atrocious gameplay right here. Like, avert your eyes type stuff. Nearly dying to this big slime for absolutely no reason. And I would have been at perfect health if I had got it to 15 HP that one turn with a strike. And then Thunderclap Reaper. I would have done 7 with Thunderclap. They both go to 8 health. Then Reaper would heal me for 16, from 13 up to 29, and then I would heal from Ironclad up to 35, which is just below half health, which is perfect. So, like, that not playing that one strike was huge misplay. Very stupid. And some good options here. I was actually a little bit on tilt at this time, by the way. I had some recording issues and had just lost a run to bad OBS recording before this, so I was like, ugh, already. But I get it together eventually, so just hang in there and bear with me. Card move a strike. There's another drop kick here, didn't even consider that. It's not quite good yet, but you do need 2 or dual wield to go infinite later if you're trying to do that. And I take an elite with 11 health. Make that 5. But Sentries is a great result. We have a lot of AoE and Red Skull and Reaper. So I can headbutt the cleave back on top for next turn. And I know I have a cleave coming up, so I can attack the other one. And I'll likely be able to kill the one on the left next turn no matter what happens. And would love a Reaper. But gotta kill it, of course. And we can hit the middle one here. I know I'm drawing Thunderclap and Reaper soon, so go ahead and Reaper first because it heals me for 1 extra. And that was a good fight. So I played that one well. Drinking my blood potion there, of course, but it actually puts me a little bit out of Red Skull range, which is a little bit unfortunate. But then we find lose 7 health for card remove event, which puts us back in it. So that's cool. And a few good options here. I would love to upgrade Dark Embrace. Offering actually made a bit worse by offering upgrade, getting a bit worse from having Centennial Puzzle. It's often drawing a 6 already anyway. And I upgrade True Grit because being able to target what you want with the exhaust is very important. We're also not blocking very well. 2 extra block is good. And so considering what to do here, I could True Grit on anything, but I would like to have this Ghostly Armor around still, and then I can Ghostly Armor, headbutt the Ghostly Armor, and then I'll have it for next turn when I'm taking 10. And I even get to play Dark Embrace because of it, so that's a good play. And Artivore is here now, letting us keep or gain 1 additional energy if we don't play any attacks in a turn. And that's going to be very useful here against the Jardian, where during the defensive stance turns, we don't want to be playing any attacks anyway. And avoiding playing Angers if we're drawing too many Angers against the Guardian on those turns where it's hitting us in defensive stance and we can't play any attacks. Boy, does that suck. So we'll play Anger if it's absolutely necessary, and never another time. You gotta draw here. And Thunderclap Strike just gets there without playing the Anger. Very nice. And here I can take 1 to Clothesline. That way it's weakened the next turn as well. Definitely seems good to me. And it's going to pay off here. Would have taken 2 here otherwise. And considering if I want to exhaust anything, but definitely want to draw that Defend Plus next turn for the 5x4. So pass. Bash Dropkick, and then defend. And Anger is not splitting here, so no need to play it. And I see my next turn is mostly skills, probably not going to be able to split next turn if I just pass here. So I do the thing. Down to 66 health. Here to cleave. Oof. See, I probably... I think I just unfortunate draw there when I played Burning Pact. So I used the potion here. Unclear if it was necessary to potion. I could have just taken the 16, but that's a bit sus. And I play Bash to set up for next turn. Sure. Clothesline and Defend Plus both blocking for 8 there, interestingly. And we got out. So, not perfectly played, but it was fine. And we made it through. The power of Red Skull, for sure. And a second Reaper is here. Gonna click on that. And Slaver's Collar would have been fine, but it's unexciting. And Pandas is here. I wanted to get some good cards here, but Double Whirlwind, Wild Strike, Blood for Blood, Reckless Charge is not what we were looking for. Exhume is fine, but boy, that is a bad result, for sure. So all of a sudden, this is very, very sus. We're just going into Act 2 with like almost no block, and bunch of attacks. So you might be watching this and be like, man, this is a run where you're just going to die in Act 2. And I really felt that way, especially if you watch this first fight against Shelled Parasite here. My god. Brutal. Getting 21 immediately is just... it's so brutal. So upgrade the bash. Do as much damage as we can. Down to 36 already. So Red Skull is activated. Thank God. Drop kick. And misplay. Played Reaper before my other attacks. Didn't consider that the Red Skull was going to go away. Could have mattered. Didn't matter. Could have mattered though. I'll take a shrug because I have no block. And we find the bandits immediately. It's actually kind of scary, but it's fine. And so at this point, I'm beginning to respect the Red Skull, or rather, understand that without it, I am basically useless. So I will let myself take some damage here to get into Red Skull range. Not to say I'm playing this fight perfectly or anything, but the right idea, I think. Down into Red Skull range. Oh. And then I can Reaper for a little bit. And that won't put me above 37 health. I need to be 37 or lower in order for this Red Skull to be active. Don't want any of those. More common attacks. Got enough of them already for sure. And since we are in Red Skull range, we're actually doing some decent damage to Spheric Jardian here. Just play the offering. No need to play Dark Embrace yet. Already drawn a lot of cards. And got some options here. Could headbutt something on top, and then shrug to draw it. Anger's fine. So probably shrug. Upgrade the anger with armaments. And of course, no need to play bash first, as its artifact charges will prevent the vulnerable from going on it. And we get there before taking 22. Thank goodness. And spot weaknesses here, finally some strength that doesn't involve being below half health. Very exciting. So Thunderclap first, makes Bash do more damage. And then Bash on the Chosen. It's going to be much easier to kill this cultist. No need to apply all that vulnerable to it, I think. Then Anger plus Whirlwind kills that. And once again, I have the option to Reaper here, but I realize yet again that it will put me outside of Red Skull range, and I actually don't want to do that. And this mentality of staying below half health adamantly is really what helped me get through this act. So despite horrible, horrible play, I would argue, in Act 1, I get it together here and have my brain on now, and it all works out. Should have actually played that zero cost attack on Centurion rather than Mystic. The Mystic was already dead, I think. So, could have been a mistake here if I had taken some damage here, but ends up not mattering. And once again, we're just below half. Very nice. There's a double tap. And I have 2 copies of Whirlwind and 2 Reapers. So I will be taking that. 2 Whirlwind is a bit much, not gonna lie. And what to upgrade here, Dark Embrace is really good, but Exhume with my offering is pretty good as well. Making it cost 0 is nice. And the Dark Embrace is a bit tough right now to play. And it's just not happening yet, I think. So I'm gonna use Metallicized Potion here. And now I can play Dark Embrace. Nothing better to do there. And so considering our options carefully here, we have to kill this thing pretty quickly. And it's hitting us for, or it has 144 health still. So we need to definitely consider what's going to do the most damage here. Shrug, just to see what it's on top. And we have double tap plus thunderclap to make sure it's vulnerable to next turn. I believe that's the line I take. A little bit sus. And so we either need to block for quite a lot here or kill this turn. Play the drop kick first, then we think. And so Whirlwind sadly a little bit short there, only dealing 80. So I Reaper, assuming I'm going to have to live, but then I play Burning Pact on Wound, find Spot Weakness, play that, and I also have Reckless Charge, a nice zero cost attack actually paying off here. And then if I Offering again, I may then kill with Whirlwind. Thought about Reaper. Thought about double tap Reaper. But no. And in fact, even if I actually could play Reaper here if I wanted to. Wild Strike, then Reaper. But again, still want to be below half health. And find Sharon's Ashes, that's actually rather nice. Rage is here. It's a block card, and it also is an infinite solution against the heart. But I don't take it here, I take Burning Pact instead. I just found an Ashes, and I'm starting to lean more into this Exhaust thing. And I was way far away from going infinite here anyway. So I take the just always good card. And here, a very interesting decision indeed. We have Apparitions. Whenever you exhaust one, Sharon's Ashes procs. And you can get one back with Exhume, and Apparitions are Apparitions, they're good anyway, but if I cut my health pool in half right now, I basically turn off Red Skull permanently, immediately. And I am really, really relying on this Red Skull right now for damage. So I decide that I'm good, basically. No need. The boot is here, sorry boot fans. That is getting binned. And immediately, if I had taken those Apparitions, Red Skull would be off right now, and this Whirlwind wouldn't kill either of these Gremlins. So already rewarded. Actually would have killed Fat Gremlin with the Sharon's Ashes proc from the curse, but I digress. And then here, it's making dudes again, so we may bash Headbutt and put the Whirlwind back on top. And do it again. Headbutt showing its power here, for sure. And we are getting attacked, so we'd love to kill right now. Offering double tap Whirlwind does a lot of damage here. Double tap Whirlwind is going to do 48 times 2. 96. Very cool. By an Auric Alchem, whenever we end our turn with 0 block, gain 6 block. Pretty nice. And there is a Disarm there, not going to say no to that. Disarm, an excellent premium Ironclad uncommon card. Blocks for 45 against the heart. Blocks for a lot against Book of Stabbing, etc. And third elite here, no Slavers. Unclear how Slavers would have gone. There's definitely some draws I have where I would kill them on turn 1 without any issue. And there's also some draws where they would just probably kill me. So I think I was a little bit 50-50 on that one. But we find Slavers again after picking up a Disarm, which is great. I mean, Book of Stabbing, not Slavers. And I play Armaments so I can block for 5 and get the Dark Embrace in play. Draw the Disarm. Zoom's back. Thunderclap, sure. Actually, Thunderclap didn't do anything there, so I should have played the bigger damage card instead. Mistake. Fine disarm again. Offering, of course. Probably should bash dropkick here. Very weirdly playing this turn. Didn't like this at all. Didn't like that at all. Very questionable. Rid of a Reaper, definitely not going to play 2. And I'm going to be blocking with Orichalcum. Once again, it's multi-hitting. Very good. So I can just pass and hope to hit a Reaper here. Probably should have played 1 card here. I think I just passed. Yeah, that was dumb, for sure. Very sus. But we got there anyway. Very sus indeed. That was a huge misplay. Didn't, like, if you were just watching, it's like, oh yeah, it worked out, but like, everything about that was bad. That one turn was bad, and then not playing an attack before the turn I passed to find Reaper was bad. It all worked out though. Pretty awkward looking turn 1 here. I would love to Whirlwind for 4 here, but can't. And then what else do I do? No need to block at all. Probably should Armaments on something to upgrade it, but I play Whirlwind for 1. That's actually a mistake because for 2 reasons. 1, Cleave does more damage than Whirlwind on upgraded. So she'll just play Cleave if I was going to do that. And 2, breaks Art of War, so I have 1 less energy this turn. Probably better to just not play an attack at all. And this fight should be peasy with our Charon's Ashes. The Chosen's going to be shuffling in Dazes into our draw pile, which we will exhaust due to Ethereal and deal 3 damage. And of course the bird only having, cutting in half your attack damage. But the damage from Charon's Ashes, etc. is full. So this bird is cooked. And so this is actually a misplay as well. Small misplay. At the end of this fight, I'm going to be healing for 6, putting myself out of Red Skull range. So I actually wanted to take 6 here. So I disarm it again, but I forgot that I Orichalcum. The play was to simply not disarm it again and let it do 6 times 2. But I messed up. So now I am not taking damage equal bad here. In my mind anyway. Perhaps inconsequential though. And we have the Augmenter event, usually Transform 2, which I was hovering, but I realized that Jaxed is a solid event here. Needing that strength, and the self-damage is fine. Putting myself into Red Skull range. So considering what to upgrade again, I upgrade the Jax. Pretty good. See what I draw with Shrug. Upgrade something, and then this time I realize yet again I have Art of War, so I just pass on that. Make sure I have enough energy for the turn where the dudes are here. Here with double tap for some reason. Not sure about that one. But here it's fine, because I would have also gotten rid of it with this True Grit if it was still around. I think. Seeing red, Dark Embrace is in my hand, but unfortunately more pressing matters to attend to than playing that. And I remember to play Cleave before playing Red Skull, otherwise I wouldn't have done enough damage with the Cleave, because Red Skull will be no longer active. So, playing well so far, I would say. And Offering is on top. Maybe wanted to kind of go crazy here before getting weakened and whatnot. But it's fine. Dark Embrace back on top. Probably should have been Jaxed, to be honest. And it is buffing here, so that's a bit spooky. Do as much damage as we can. And it is doing 34. In hindsight, probably should just block for like enough here, and then like we don't even need to block, just Auric Alchem blocks, so maybe we could just do a lot of damage here. But I do block instead. And we do have to kill it eventually. So even though this looks quote-unquote good, blocking for as much as we can, sometimes you gotta realize it's a bit of a race. Ditch the other burning pack, probably need to do damage. And not vulnerable in here, a little bit sus. Surely this Thunderclap is still around somewhere. Maybe I exhausted it though. Nope. Okay. So here, I'm looking pretty dead. 54 incoming. And I even draw. Get rid of Whirlwind. That's not enough here. So Cleave is here now. And I have Liquid Memories potion. So Liquid Memories can get back a bash. And that should help me kill one of the minions. So very carefully considering my options here. Don't want to die. Very spooky. Take a bash. Considering other cards. Bash, and then I do Reaper first. This is kind of weird. Don't even play Cleave, it seems. Yep. Got a Reaper there. And then 34 incoming again, but we could probably kill this turn. Wouldn't die no matter what we did, or Galcom would get us to 35. But we get there. So, a little bit of a sus fight, but we made it through. And I think I played that okay. Not sure about that Reaper turn or whatever, but it all worked out. And so we look at our deck. It's still terrible, except for the whole, we added a Corruption, which makes it way better, but most of the cards look very sus. So take an Astrolabe to transform some of these really bad attacks. Second Whirlwind can go, Wild Strike can definitely go. That card sucks. And third attack, Cleave probably, maybe Anger, but Anger is still useful as a zero-cost attack sometimes. But I do get rid of Cleave. And we get Pummel Strike, Battle Trance, and Infernal Blade, which is not great. So another attack, an exhaust card that adds an attack to our deck, which is bad, and Battle Trance, which is okay, but when you have Dark Embrace Corruption, turning off your draw for the turn is undesirable. So a below average result, to be sure, from that. Hoping for like any skills, literally, except Battle Trance. Any skill would have been pretty nice. Nose itchy. Like the video if you ever have an itchy nose. So we're against Orb Walker, I believe. I exhume a disarm. Sure. Take some damage here. It's all good. And so now that we have the whole Reaper Corruption Dark Embrace thing going on, then no need to rely so much on like being below half and dealing damage. And this fight could kill me very, very easily. I skip this one. No need to be greedy. Yeah, if you even think a little bit that your deck is just a bit too slow for that fight, just pass. There's no reason to risk it. Even if you don't die to it, if you take too much damage to make it through the rest of the act, then clicking that button did cost you the run. I used to play in a way where, you know, unless I'm squeezing out every possible bit of value I get offered in the act, then I'm gonna lose because it's not enough or whatever. Like, you have to take the maximum amount of elites that is offered, and, you know, when you get the Golden Idol in Act 1, take 22 versus lose max health, like, I used to always take the damage, and then eventually you realize that's bad. It's living through the act is significantly harder than getting to a point where you're able to kill every fight in the game. That's definitely true. You don't need a lot of help. You just need, like, specific things, solutions, and then you're good. But you only have so much health, so if you lose all of that, boy, is that bad. Take the less greedy option a lot, and you'll be winning a lot more often. Snap Pick Master of Strategy there, excellent card, especially with Sharon's Ashes and Corruption and Dark Embrace and all that. Consider taking Secret Weapon, but that's not quite good enough. And Dark Shackles is really good. Basically like a one-target Piercing Wail for 0. Piercing Wail, an excellent card, of course, from the Silent. Any multi-hit attack will be brought to its knees by Dark Shackles. And passing on a Warped Tongs here. Not a fan of having a pain in my deck here. And upgrade Dark Embrace finally. We are against the Nemesis. Get rid of Anger, and can take 1 for Centennial Puzzle, very nice. And ooh, 45 damage. And it's intangible, so no way we can kill. Played too many cards before playing Master Strategy there, and ended up missing because I had Dark Embrace coming. So a bit of a misplay there. Could have drawn immediately. And played Dark Shackles, so it's at 0x3. And definitely want to kill this turn, that'd be great. It's seeing red back, sure. So now we're doing the Ironclad thing, thank God. And now I can start Reapering, finally. So in Act 2, I would have, you know, like, oh great, I'm healing up to exactly 37, but now it's time to try to be on full health as much as possible instead. Red Skull is no longer necessary. I have Jax, Dark Embrace Corruption, and Spell Weakness. Gonna pass on those. Could have taken Warcry, it would have been fine, but probably should have taken Warcry. It's like barely better than skipping, probably. And so here we are against a max health Giant Head. That's 650 big ones. So our goal against Giant Head is to get Dark Embrace and Corruption in play, and then play so many cards in one turn that it has a lot of stacks of slow. Every time you play a card, it gains a stack of slow, I believe taking 10% increased attack damage. And that way we can do a lot with our Whirlwind. So now we have the cards in play, we could play our whole deck pretty much. Could have considered upgrading Double Tap there to multiply 2 attacks. Whatever I upgraded probably didn't matter very much. Drawing more cards. I think what I need is more draw. Burning Pact, or Infernal Blade gets me just a clothesline. Unexciting. So basically getting rid of all the cards I just can't play so I can keep drawing more and more cards. And then eventually getting there. Should be playing that Ghostly Armor before playing those attacks. Missed a teeny bit of damage. There we go. And now I can double tap Whirlwind. That's a big amount of damage. 47 times 3 and then 49 times 3. Math is hard. Nearly 300 damage though. And we made it out. Didn't even get to the one part. Dual Wield is here. I take Bloodletting over it. In hindsight, very questionable. I have Dropkick and Reapers. Bloodletting, of course, is excellent here. Not gonna pretend that it's not, but that Dual Wield could have been key here. And I do find another Dropkick anyway, but I believe I was meant to take that Dual Wield for sure. So, mistake. If you are one Dropkick away from possibly going infinite, then you should consider any way to get another one. Or like Flash of Steel, Finesse even, is a card. Although that doesn't work with Corruption in play. But anyway, you get another Dropkick. You can do the Dropkick thing, is great. But I do have a double tap. Again, goes away with Corruption, but there's a world where I can not play Corruption and go infinite that way. It's just very, very slow. And we're against the Maw thinking here. Hanging out at the Maw. And didn't even mention our relics that we found. Going a bit too fast. Horncleat, excellent. Every turn 2, we gain 14 block. That's a premium relic, for sure. And the Lizard Tail, first time we take lethal damage, instead we heal back to 50%. Definitely an excellent relic. You'd love to see that. Have that around for the heart, just in case. And Bag of Marbles, applying 1 vulnerable to all enemies, can be extremely useful in certain situations. Here, it's kind of mediocre. Red Mask already stripping some artifacts as well. But it's definitely not useless. Just not amazing either. And I found an Ancient Tea Set at some point. Ancient Tea Set, one of the worst relics in the game for sure. Only benefiting after going to a campfire. So it doesn't work against the heart. Makes the boss fight, the first boss fight of Act 3 a little bit easier. But inconsequential relic for sure. And we make it through them all. Once again, there's a Warcry, I don't take it. Again, it's probably a little better than skipping because it procs Charon's Ashes, so it does 3 damage as well. But it's a very unexciting card, and I don't really mind that I skipped it. It's definitely still better than skipping, probably. But it's fine. And so this sort of fight is exactly what this deck wants. Multi-enemies that Charon's Ashes can slowly whittle away at. But the one big kind of fight is very tough. And here we are again, basically the exact same fight. Except it's the Jaw Worms this time. And we went this way, of course, we have 600 gold. Looking forward to spending it at a shop. Whirlwind upgrade, and then playing Exhume would kill everything. Whirlwind upgrade would deal 48 damage, and then Exhume would deal 3 with Charon's Ashes. So I actually missed lethal there. I do it this way instead. More fun, play more card. Weakness again. Sure. So yeah, it was fine. And I found a second dropkick, so got there, but this does not beat the heart still. We are not blocking still, with no feel, no pain in the deck. Very sad. So we are in the shop. Nothing amazing here. We do have a Clockwork Souvenir as the shop relic, getting one artifact at the start of each fight. That's definitely a good relic. But it's not like, oh, this is how we win the run, or anything. Card remove again. Anger goes, sure. Any attack will do. Considering another double tap for some reason. No way I want that. True Grit's good. And Finesse is good. So hoping to upgrade this True Grit with armaments. That would be nice. And so time to take our new infinite deck for a spin against the Transient here. We're doing some testing here, so I'd like to talk about the infinite for a little bit here. It can be a bit hard to visualize the whole going infinite thing. Like, when are you really infinite? So if you can manage to draw your entire deck that you currently have remaining in your draw/discard pile at once, and then you have a way to keep looping the same two cards, like drop kicks, then you're infinite. The problem with this is sometimes you can only do that one turn. For example, if you're playing Watcher, you don't have enough draw most turns, but you have like one copy of Scrawl. You can Scrawl, draw your whole hand up to 10 cards, and then you're infinite for that one turn, but then if you have to pass, maybe you can't quite draw enough. So in this case, we can play Dark Embrace, play a million skills, and go infinite once, but then after that, we can't anymore. Because we can't draw enough cards anymore without any skills in our deck. And so here I'm gonna play as many, or go infinite for a little bit here, just to prove that I can to myself, and then pass and see what happens there. So get back to Burning Pact to exhaust another attack. And we have a lot of attacks to get through, a lot of them. So many. And so now we're infinite. Our whole deck that's remaining is in our hands, and we can just play drop kicks. But now what do? Let's simulate we're against the heart. We do our 200 damage. We're taking 2 damage from the Beat of Death each time. And then what? That's where the awkwardness comes in, right? So that Rage I passed earlier, for example, gaining 5 block each time I play an attack is great, but that's not in our deck. So we pass, and now you can see that even though we were infinite just a moment ago, now we have to redraw the entire remaining deck again, and it's just not possible. And that's why it can be a bit tricky. And I could play Battle Trance, but that turns off my draw, so I cannot continue. And even if it didn't turn off my draw, that'd be one solution for a turn, but then it would be exhausted by Corruption and I would no longer have it anymore. So we kill the Transient casually and move on. But yeah, this is showing that we cannot play Corruption against the Heart, or even this Woke Bird, because Woke Bird has a phase 2. So we'd kill phase 1 doing that, and then what happens in phase 2? We would take 1 billion damage. So in this fight, I'm going to be refraining from playing Corruption for a little while in order to make sure that I can play enough copies of the cards that say, you know, target card in your hand gets exhausted enough times that all my attacks are gone. And then once that's done, I can then play Corruption and do the thing. I had a video recently where I did that, but I didn't have to do that. But in this one, I actually had to do that. Too many attacks. So, thinking here, the Clockwork Souvenir can actually prevent the Battle Trance's, you know, turning your draw off effect for the turn. Happens there. So I can still draw cards despite playing Battle Trance. And I choose not to play Dark Shackles to block for 4. That seems like a bit of a waste. Can play it later on the multi-attack, or if it happens to have some strength, I can play it when it's splitting to reduce its strength to 0. And I triggered there, get lucky and hit a Pommel Strike. Or I suppose I didn't get unlucky. It's not particularly lucky or anything. And it only has 1 strength. Very nice. Not playing too many powers in this deck, just the really good ones. So it's okay to take a little bit of damage. We do have Reapers, and I'll be gaining strength with Jax anyway, and Spot Weakness. So just get rid of the cards that are bad as aggressively as possible, so that I can infinite as soon as possible. So True Grits on any attack, basically, except Bash and Thunderclap. One of those has to stick around, since I need to apply Vulnerable for my drop kicks. But other than that, anything can go. And then Battle Trance can also go now, as it turns off my draw. Get back a Disarm, just to make it a little more comfy. And if I play Battle Trance, I will draw an unupgraded True Grit and Dropkick, and the True Grit might hit the Dropkick. So I really don't want that to happen. So I just don't do that instead. Could clothesline, perhaps. Yep. So just apply a bunch of weak. Or Galcum blocks for 6, only takes 7. It's not bad to turn at all. And then here, True Grit probably goes on the other True Grit, just to get rid of that thing. Armaments is just not happening, it seems, so get rid of that thing. And don't even attack. Keep Artivore up, makes sense. And perhaps at this point I've decided I've played enough attacks. Nope. Play Reaper. Heal up a bit. Still got another one. Reckless Charge is there. Probably finesse into Burning Pact with the Reckless Charge. There's a Clothesline, which can also go. This is going swimmingly. And so now I pretty much have Thunderclap, and the drop kicks, and Bash, and that's everything. So we're good to go. We are good to go. So next time I draw the Corruption, I should play it. If I'm using my noggin, I upgrade Bash so that I can apply 3 Vulnerable. And it's still in there. Finesse, Shrug, and then True Grit will draw the Corruption. I get rid of Thunderclap. I just upgraded to Bash, so it's fine. And I just play cards. It's totally fine. Get him out of here. And we're off. I'm being very careful. And so this is a huge difference, right? Like, remember that first act where I was just misplaying every fight, tilted off the face of the earth. But perseverance, guys, perseverance. All you gotta do is keep trucking along. Let me do the thing here. So looking to probably double tap a Reaper, just sure. It's already full healing me anyway, but get the double tap out of my deck. And then now I do this, and that's exactly my entire deck. So I draw 5, And I can go bash, drop kick draws the bash, second drop kick draws the first drop kick, and we're off. And we have so much strength doing this, hitting for 40 with each drop kick, that even Time Eater will die to this. And we do indeed get Time Eater. No need to be concerned. So we do the same thing. Save Corruption for later. Get rid of as many attacks as possible. Bloodletting is basically offering. Very cool. With our Centennial Puzzle. And definitely want to play 4 cards here. So we can do 2 1-cost cards, 2 0-cost cards, and get there. Keep the Ghostly Armor around makes sense. Disarm makes sense. And the draw mine is oof. Once again, I'm going to get rid of this True Grit minus probably. And Dark Shackles is here. It's not blocking for a lot right now. I'm already horn-cleated out of my gourd. But it still draws a card. I may consider it though. Yep, I just pass. Take 7. Save it for a better use. Disarm again. Sure. There's Thunderclap. That can go. Not sure what I'm considering here, to be honest. I know I'm about to reshuffle, so I was thinking about something, but unclear. Upgrade Bash for later. It's actually incredible how useful Art of War is in this deck, despite having so many attacks. The attacks are in the way. They're not even good. And then there's True Grit. Get rid of the slimes. True Grit on Headbutt's fine. Current me would have clicked on Blood for Blood there, probably. And Jax and Spot Weakness are getting the same amount of strength, so Spot Weakness is good. Down to 24. Looks a bit spooky, doesn't it? I was never worried for a moment, though. And again, getting a non-exhausting attack from that. And it's time to play Corruption. We've played enough of those cards that exhaust attacks for us to go infinite still. And Time Eater only needs to have it happen once with this much strength. So now I play Shackles to block for 9. Still not a multi-attack, so could have been better. But it's fine. Already packed on the Battle Trance. Get rid of a Slimed. And I have to keep Bash. Bash is necessary. Need more strength. Up to 18 strength. That's a bit of a bummer. No Bloodletting. Pommel Strike to draw. Play Slimed again. Or get rid of Luckless Charge first. Makes sense. Slimed. And then probably double tap a Reaper. Heal up. Unfortunately, it's not vulnerable, so it won't be the full amount that it could be. But it's fine. Get rid of that Pommel Strike. And have to pass here, but it's okay. A little bit awkward because I just had 10 out of 12. But get this Slime out of my deck, play a Bash, and it is at exactly just above 240, very nice. So it won't be splitting here. Even if it was, though, we could kill it here. And that's our whole deck right there. Play Reaper. So this fight went well. I'd say I played that pretty well. And we go into Act 4, still with our Lizard Tail available. That'll be very huge, because I'm still really not blocking very well. Not a block card in sight. Where to feel no pains. No rage. So this is going to be a brutal hard fight. I upgrade my other True Grit, so it actually does something. Very nice. And card remove is going to be really good. It's going to help us get to the infinite point. We want to be able to play Corruption as soon as possible to have our deck be fast, while still being able to go infinite by exhausting enough attacks and other cards. And I get rid of a Whirlwind. Could have been like any attack there that doesn't exhaust, but the ones that have debuffs attached to them are actually rather useful compared to just a Whirlwind. And I take a spot weakness as well, just for a little more strength, sure. It's a skill for Dark Embrace and Corruption. Can't go wrong with that. Does get in the way a little bit, potentially, but I'm not particularly concerned about that. Get rid of an attack, play Seeing Red, draw first in case I hit Dark Embrace, Smart, and I could like play this Jax to then play Battle Trance, and I still do have the Artifact charge, so I wouldn't turn my draw off. So definitely should be doing that first. I think I'm aware I get Offering back. Makes sense. Get rid of Clothesline, probably. And then Jax Battle Trance. Yep. And already they have no artifact charges because we have Red Mask and Bag of Marbles. Very nice. So still no Dark Embrace. Very sad. True Grit on the Infernal Blade, then Bloodletting Corruption. Could have Armaments on the Bloodletting, upgraded for later as well. Inconsequential, but technically true. And we're drawing towards Dark Embrace. Find it. Loud noise from Sharon's Ashes hitting both shields. Apologies, headphones users. Yeah, I'm just clicking cards here. This fight's cake for this deck. And no need to play Jax. It wouldn't even matter because I heal from Ironclad Relic, but just get there without it. Anchor's really good. 2/3 of a boat. Here I take a second Dark Embrace over Exhume. All three of these cards are excellent here. And it was probably Exhume. It's another copy of Reaper or whatever I want it to be, as opposed to just finding Dark Embrace a bit faster. I mean, Dark Embrace is insane, but hard to say. And I found my already existing upgraded Dark Embrace immediately anyway. First card in my deck, bottled. So in this case, with this draw order, Exhume would have been better. But that is result-oriented thinking. And so turn one against the Heart. Anchor's blocking for us. The Beat of Death, very nice. And get rid of Clothesline. So already we're looking pretty good. Could play like Bash or Pommel to try to draw. But I want to keep this Art of War up for next turn, so I just pass. Bash would have been reasonable, definitely wanting to apply some vulnerable, but I really wanted energy this turn to do the thing. Skill pot there, find a Burning Pact, excellent. So right now, if I didn't do the thing, I would have 1 energy here. Or maybe 0, because of the way the Seeing Red order was. I wouldn't have been able to play Corruption before... Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to play Corruption before seeing red, so I'd be at 0 energy right now if I didn't keep Art of War up. And that puts this other Dark Embrace in play. Gets it out of my hand, really. And then just exhausting every card I can. All the statuses that aren't ethereal or slimed I could just play. And so yeah, we with the card removal on the attack, as well as getting a few out before drawing Corruption, we were able to play Corruption immediately without having to worry. And this is getting a bit tricky. Do I play Dark Shackles to block for 9? Or do I save it for the multi-hit? And a bit ambiguous to me. So I have a double tap charge right now, so if I Thunderclap I will apply 2 vulnerable, and I want it to be vulnerable next turn. And of course all turns. I just pass, take the damage. Not much more to do there, so down to 22. And of course Disarm is cooking here, taking 0 from the multi-hit. Would be 2 times 15 since we are not vulnerable because of our Clockwork Souvenir preventing that. We are still weakened, so that Reaper's healing for a bit less. And we are infinite already, but we have no block, so we just have to take the hits. The beat of death. And this was a mistake, small mistake. I infinited until I did all the damage, basically, and then I bash and Thunderclap to apply more vulnerable, but bash and Thunderclap do damage, of course. Could have been at 20 or 22, perhaps, here. And so this turn, of course, we need to go infinite again, and I still have some awkward cards. I should have played Battle Trance. I'm sure that was in my hand. So me drawing this Battle Trance again is actually really bad because I can't play it here, and that could have been a run-losing mistake. So I Dark Shackles to draw the cards. It turns out that the heart this turn will gain strength based on how much strength minus it has. So I give it 11 strength. Ahem. So on turn 5, we are getting hit for 195? Is that right? Yes, 195. So you might be wondering how I win at this point. So I did take Panic Button. Obviously still not nearly enough block. So it has 2 artifact charges right now. We need to get through those so that we can apply another Dark Shackles to it from our Exhume. That's our only way to win. So I do the infinite thing a little bit, draw the Thunderclap. And then I could just Exhume right now to draw again, but I do this instead. And I drop kick until it's, I could just pass and not play more drop kicks, it's fine. But I do one more. No reason not to, I suppose. And then Exhume. And we get Dark Shackles, very bottom card. And that goes down to 4 times 15. And then we Panic Button at the last moment and pop the Lizard Tail. Lizard Tail. And down to 13. And luckily we have enough strength that we may do our infinite for a couple rotations and get there before the Beat of Death kills us. 5 health to spare. Whew! So a very tight ending there, but we made it through. And definitely a huge mistake to give it so much strength. I did not really understand that that was working the way it did at the time. So thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.